Hi Simon, thanks for coming to have a chat to us. Tell us a little bit about why you want to direct God's Warm Beer.
Oh, the God's Warm Beer was, I think it's quite a special play. For anyone who's read any of Peter Hawes's work, especially his later novels, Rolls Royce, People's Choice, Dream of Nikau Jam, they're quite amazing stories, and they're really heartfelt, and they are, of course, because they're steeped in his history and where he grew up on the West Coast, and it's so it's funny, it's touching, it's all about us, about our identity as New Zealanders, and so that really comes out in this play, The God's Warm Beer, and I think he's done a beautiful job writing it. There's a Kiwi vernacular there that is so spot on. He uses so many kind of idioms and Kiwiisms in the language that we don't even you don't even notice. He just slips them in, and you kind of it feels so Kiwi. It's a lovely piece, beautiful piece of writing, and I really like how much it says about us as Kiwis and our isolation and how we deal with that, and our kind of fascination with consumerism and money, and, as opposed to how we rationalise those things with in our hearts and minds. I guess in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think the audiences take away from God's Warm Beer? What's the one thing that they walk away remembering?
It's funny because when we talk to people after the show, they say, "Oh, it was great, it was funny," and you push a little harder, and they go, "Yeah, but it actually sort of touched them, and they were shocked by some of it, and it made them think a little bit about who they are as New Zealanders." But it's interesting that the first thing they think of, it was funny, and that's...
It wasn't set out to be a comedy, was it?
No. I mean, that's just Peter. He's just a naturally funny guy.
Yeah.
But I often think that he's very clever in that he opens it up, he opens people up by making them laugh, and then smacks them between the eyes. Yeah. So it's, I hope they come away with more than just laughter. They've had a great time. They've laughed. They haven't known that those things got under their skin, and then for the next few days, if not months, years, they'll remember that and remember the qualities that were in that play and make them think.
That's good. It was great to be able to have Laura Hill from Shortland Street appear on the show. How did you convince her to come down and work in Centre Point?
Well, actually, she was bugging me, which was really nice.
Good.
Bugging is the wrong word because she's a very sweet person, but I think she'd spoken to Donna Rees and Alison Quegan, who had both recommended that she come and that it was a great place to come and work, and Donna in particular is a great advocate for the theatre. Of course, Alison has been for so long, and so it was great to have Laura ring up, and she just said, if there's anything, any work on at the moment, would you consider me? And so this part came up, and I'd actually cast it as someone else, or with someone else, and they'd rung up and said, "I'm sorry, I can't do it now." And I went, "Oh well, I'll audition Laura," because I'd never met her, although I seen her occasionally on the television, and certain people you just know are quality actors, and from the moment she walked in, it was all sweet.
How do you think Laura sort of impacted along the rest of the cast? I mean, how did you think it?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing in a cast like this is that they're all highly professional, and no one seems to, they pull each other up and they keep each other on task, and so it's not. I wouldn't say that one of the actors has had, a major influence. It's not. It doesn't kind of work like that. But I think it's really nice to, especially having young actors like James and Josephine, who are still in secondments, come and work alongside someone who's got a really prominent name, and realise that they're all human, and they all start at the on the stage. They all step on at the same rate. None of them know anything about the characters, and they're all discovering together. And it's a really it's a great thing when you have someone like Laura and some of the other actors like Eddie and Sue. Have done a lot of work, Malcolm, and are able to kind of go be open enough. They don't bring a whole lot of ego into it. And that's really heartening for a young actor to come in and see.
Gods of Warm Beer had a large cast. Which role do you think was sort of the strongest there?
Well, Bloody Peter Hawes wrote something like 20 characters in this play. And
it's good like that.
Yeah, he's very good like that, and he knows very well that we. It's very hard for little theatres like us to afford to have 20 characters. They're all very influential. Characters. There are none there that you could say, right, we can cut that person, we can do away with all that sort of stuff. And we've done this play with a cast of 11, I think, and so a certain amount of doubling, but there are certain characters that you can't double because the integrity of the play means that they, if you double them, you dilute their effectiveness, I think. So the characters of Billy and Rory are two of those, and Rose also, and the character of Maureen. They're very